So what is the role of the molecular second line defenses? So this is why I made learning objectives 16 and 12 into one learning objective. They essentially are saying the same things. So 16 is list at least 3 roles of the second line molecular defenses. So one of the roles is to recruit more cells to the area. So wherever we have an infection, we need to recognize it, but then we also need to bring in more helpers. Some of those molecules that can be released. We talked about this with first line defenses, but those antimicrobial peptides. And then we'll also begin to talk about a chemical called cytokines. We're going to find out that there are 4 different types of cytokines, and you can see these. They are in table 11.3. In another video, I'll talk about these in particular. In addition to recruiting, another role is to restrict the growth of the pathogen. One way that you can begin to try to defeat it, like we're doing now with COVID, you need to, as they say, flatten the curve. So we're going to try to restrict the growth of this. This will primarily revolve around that element iron. So we will have a discussion on different ways that we will bind iron up in order to keep it away from our pathogens so they cannot grow. Another thing that you can do is you can generate a fever. While fevers, if they get extreme, can be bad, in general, a low-grade fever is actually one of your best tools for fighting pathogens. In addition to generating fever, you can also induce inflammation. We're going to have a whole section in a little bit after we finish second line molecular defenses on inflammation. 2 of the molecules that will help out with that are cytokines. These are a class of molecules that we'll talk about in another video, as well as complement proteins. Both of these are molecules that will induce inflammation. And if we're really lucky, we can possibly stop this pathogen before it gets to our 3rd lines of defenses. So number 5 would be there are sometimes this is all we need in order to eliminate a pathogen. So those are at least 5 different roles. You should know all of them and be able to explain what happens with each.